Shiv leelamrut. Adhyay 2. Importance of Mahashivratri through a story of a huntsman and the three deer. Lucky and splendid are those individuals who love Lord Shiva and also known as Mahadev, as he is the top of even all lords or devas, the Mahadev. The Lord of Lord Shiva is strong to such an extent that regardless of whether somebody incidentally venerates Lord Shiva, they would in any case get the advantage of his love and fortune. It is very much like drinking heavenly ambrosia or nectar. Regardless of whether one realized that it is ambrosia, one would in any case get the advantage of the drink and become eternal and truly glorious. Long ago, there was an extraordinary Shiva sanctuary that remained at the edge of thick woods. This timberland was occupied by countless creatures and beasts. However, deer were especially in bounty. A huntsman visited this timberland day to day to chase deer with his bow and boat and would sell the meat from his prey and furthermore the skin in the nearby market. This is why the way he accommodated his loved ones, his family. He had in this way killed a number of creatures. In the Hindu month of Magh, on the 14th day of the dark fortnight, Mahashivratri is marked and observed with fervor. This is an exceptionally extraordinary day for conciliating or pleasing Lord Shiva. The huntsman wanted to chase in the timberland on this day as well. As he advanced towards the woods, he saw crowds of individuals close to the Shiva sanctuary. They were reciting Om Namah Shivaya and performing the custom washing of their Lord with milk, also called Dugdha Abhishek. Learned prince called Pandits were chanting different songs to delight Lord Shiva, while artists played various instruments. It was different euphoric air and even the magnanimous setup in and around the sanctuary. The huntsman was not a lover of Lord Shiva, and he viewed all the fervor just unjustifiable. After all, it was only a piece of stone that was being loved. Why starve oneself and fast when heavenly food could be shared? This was frenzy, as he would like to think. He jokingly began reciting Om Namah Shivaya and advanced into the backwoods.
Similarly, as he cleared his path through the huge social affair, he accidentally circumambulated the sanctuary. He then entered the timberland. In the wake of wandering in the backwoods for quite a while, he at last came to a lake. An eminent bilber tree remained at the edge of the lake. Its branches were spread all over and was thick to the point that not even the daylight nor the twilight could arrive at the woodland underwood. Contemplated that this was a decent spot, as some creature or the other would come to have a drink of water. Additionally, the thick limbed tree would assist him with stowing away from sight. He scaled the tree and perched on a branch with a bow and pole prepared to strike any clueless prey. He was all the while reciting Om Namah Shivaya. As night fell, it became more diligently for him to see, and he began to pluck bilva leaves and drop them on the ground underneath. The huntsman had not seen yet at the lower part of the tree there was a Shivlinga that had been introduced by Mother Lakshmi. The bilva leaves were falling on it, and it was considered as an offering unknowingly to Lord Shiva. All of a sudden, a doe, a female deer, came to the lake to have a drink of water. She was pregnant and was to conceive an offspring whenever. She asked the huntsman not to kill a pregnant female and her unborn youngster. This act would welcome incredible disaster on the huntsman and would be a most evil and terrible act. The huntsman was stunned on hearing the story. The doe guaranteed him that she would return to be his prey after she had delivered her kid. In the event that she didn't return, she would experience the fruits of terrible sins. This is all what she said to the hunter to convince him that she would come back. If one kills one young one in wrong, it equals to a sin killing a calf. If one kills 100 calves, it equals to a sin killing one bull. If one kills 100 bulls, it equals to a sin killing one cow. If one kills 100 cows, it equals to a sin killing one Brahmin. If one kills 100 Brahmins, it equals to a sin killing one woman. If one kills 100 women, it equals to a sin killing one guru. If one kills a guru, it equals to a sin almost killing a pregnant woman. She appeased the huntsman to stay away of committing such a sin and be good. The huntsman was impressed by the spirituality and the knowledge of the doe. The huntsman contended that she had many mouths to take care of at home, yet was intrigued by the doe's discussion of sins and authority over the sacred text. He requested that she make sense of how she knew all of this. Read her story. The doe was the heavenly fairy Ramba, who was exceptionally lovely and captivating. She was wonderful to the point that every one of the divine beings, devils, and even religious zealots were hearty after her. She, in the long run, developed pride over her excellence, and she took to drinking liquor as opposed to drinking milk offered to Lord Shiva. She stopped performing Sombar Vrat, Pradosh Vrat, and Mahashivratri. She started living with an evil demon by the name of Hiranya. He too never venerated Lord Shiva. At some point, Hiranya was out hunting when Ramba felt a longing to have darshan of Lord Shiva. She advanced toward Lord Shiva. Lord Shiva was exceptionally enraged on seeing her, and he reviled her, expressing that she had corrupted in her consciousness. She should be brought on the earth as a deer on the planet. Her two closest companions would be brought into the world as deer, and furthermore her sweetheart Hiranya. Ramba begged the Lord. She cried and asked for absolution. She genuinely apologized. Is exceptionally benevolent and is handily or easily satisfied. He told her that she and her partners would be liberated from this curse in 12 years. The huntsman said that he doesn't believe her, as it is quite understood how animals have that instinct or trick in order to save their own lives in danger, and for that sake she should take an oath so as to guarantee her return. This is what the first year narrated as an oath so as to guarantee her return. The one who gets birth in Brahmin class or Kul and doesn't study Upanishads and sacred texts and unfollows all the chaste rituals, I take this sin over me if I don't return. A king troubles his subjects, becomes a tiger or a serpent in next life. If someone separates a husband and wife, subsequently becomes nulliparous or childless in next birth. If a guru doesn't impart all his knowledge to his disciples, becomes a spotted owl in next birth. If someone troubles sages just like that, his family ends with no descendants. All such sins and similar ones would be on my head if I don't return, said the first doe. Subsequently, the huntsman allowed her to go, as she had promised to return back and had sufficiently vowed for it. Having guaranteed consequently, she left to deliver her kid. Huntsman, actually reciting Om Namah Shivaya, mounted his perch on the bilva tree and paused. After some time, a subsequent doe came to have a drink of water. She too asked leniency from the huntsman, saying that she was envious of fulfilling her spouse's wants and would quickly return subsequently to doing as such. In the wake of making a similar commitment as a prior doe, she too left and huntsman sat on the top of his perch pausing. This is all what she narrated to the huntsman and took a vow. One who, in spite of being Kshatriya class, runs away instead of showing his warrior qualities. One who doesn't believe in Lord Shiva and Sri Krishna. Who doesn't respect his guru, loses all his fortune and money. To be a sage or a hermit, becomes a worm or a centipede in next birth. If a slave or service provider doesn't serve his master in genuine, as it should be, or deceives in some way, he becomes a crocodile in next life. One who sells his own daughter to someone becomes a wild creature in next life. If you owe to someone in some or the other form, or you just forget it and not show all your thankfulness, become worm in the stomach of in next birth. If one as a witness in the court or in the societal group perjures at once, all his forefathers get hell for his misdeed. If one ill-treats or abuses a sage or a hermit, his teeth fall from the root. One for all these misdeeds or sins I take on myself, says the second year, and ask permission to go home, and then come back subsequently. Huntsman get impressed by these words of the second year and allows her to go and perform her duty towards her husband. It was quite a bit late, and the huntsman was extremely hungry. He had not had a drop of water to drink, nor he had eaten anything the entire day. He was constantly reciting Om Namah Shivaya and offering bilva leaves on the Shivlika. Beneath the tree, the male deer came to have a drink of water. He excessively asked for leniency and said that he would return in the wake of expressing goodbye to his kids and spouses. And let him pursue. He made guarantees like the two deer. The male deer also uttered the similar oath as the guarantee. so that the huntsman will allow him to go to his family, meet them for the last time and return. It was now in early morning. It seemed to huntsman that he wouldn't get any prey. All at once, one more deer came to the lake. This one asked leniency, saying that she was to take care of her youngsters and would return whenever they were taken care of. The huntsman let her go as in the past. The evening of Shivratri had finished, and the huntsman had abstained, recited, and offered bilva leaves on to Shiva. He had likewise shown empathy to God's animals. The transgressions or sins that he had committed in past 7 births had been squashed. At the crack of dawn, all the 4 deer came to see Huntsman alongside their kids to give up to him. Every one of them argued to be killed before the others. This softened the huntsman's heart, and he began to sob with empathy. He fell at the feet of the deer and asked for pardoning. Obviously, these were no standard or ordinary animals and were in a profound sense further developed than him. He requested that they tell him of the wonders of Lord Shiva. All of a sudden, a heavenly plane from Lord Shiva, home of Lord Shiva, came to get every one of them. They mounted the plane reciting Jai Shiva Har. Every one of them took structures like Lord Shiva with 10 hands and 5 heads. Every one of them then, at that point, went to Shivloka, where they were everlastingly taken part in serving Lord Shiva. Indeed, even today, the Orion constellation is the huntsman who is discussed in the story. The story, which subtleties the significance of Lord Shiva on Shivratri, burns the sins of Shaiva Bhakt, while lucky and magnificent are the individuals who present or listen to it. Manama Parvati Patay Har